Good evening, and welcome back to Savannah by Knights, where we play Vampire the Masquerade. Now, it's not our only game on this channel, but we do play Dungeons and Dragons on Tuesday in our pre-Hellenic Age mythical age campaign, where we are heading towards, it seems, our final arc, and for some of us, our destinies, whatever that happens to be. We also have a recurring Star Wars game that's going to be coming back, I think, in another 2.5 weeks or so. And then Dreamy, I believe you're coming up soon on which game?
Top-down tabletop is where I will be guesting on Kids on Bikes, The Lost Wing Part 2 on Sunday, November 10th at 1 o'clock Central. You can find the link to Part 1 on our Discord, as well as info on the stream also on our Discord. So hey, join our Discord.
And you can see all our upcoming events and games and mishaps and the awful memes we post and some of the nice food that Dreamy will post that she makes by hand, or at least takes credit for. With that being said, if we have no other announcements, I'll get into just the basic premise for tonight is, while it is a game of darkness, we also adhere to a certain amount of preserving our collective mental health. Just because it's dark doesn't mean it has to be bleak. We're here to have fun. So if at any point any of the players need to take a break from the scene, fast forward, edit, cancel, whatever it needs, they just hold up a hand and we figure it out then and there. Because the whole point is everyone to have a good time and not be beaten down by the bleakness. We already live in enough of that as it is. Iskra, speaking of which, I believe you have one announcement that it pertains to the world.
I do, a world-pertaining announcement. So I will relentlessly remind all of our U.S. citizen friends and viewers until next week that the presidential election for the United States is right around the corner. Early voting is already in progress. So please, please, I know you've probably heard 1,000 times that this is the most important election. How can it be that every election is the most important election? Well, the stakes continue to get higher. So if you have not voted, go out and do so. If you have voted, convince someone in your friend group to go and do it. If you can't vote, same story. So yeah, that's all I got. Go to vote.org if you need more information on your local polling locations, etc., or reach out to me directly. We all depend on it.
All right. That final but very, very important bit of news. Let's get into tonight's little vampire story. last time on Savannah by Night. After being made almost painfully aware of the amount of traps that surround it, Tabby was finally brought to the Warrens, the home of Savannah's Nosferatu. Mason, her primogen, made introductions to the broodmaster, Orson, the creature responsible for cultivating all manner of strange life in the down below. Orson brought Tabby along on a brief tour, including meeting up with another recent arrival of Elli, a self-described hacker. Standoffish, thousand-yard stare. They didn't seem to hit it off until Tabby let slip that she has a bit of a violent streak and a desire to do a bit of catfishing for the sake of feeding. This seemed to intrigue Elli, who showed their technological trollery via hacking into someone's computer and threatening them with blackmail over their infidelity. The pair of Nosferatu set up their ambush in a surveillance dead zone. A briefcase of a modest $13,000 and a small snack later, the two returned to the depths of the Warrens. Kate was voluntold by Prince Everett Brooks to join him in a midnight walk of the grounds surrounding Elysium. While several directives and a direction were issued to her, he further tasked her better understanding the totality of the geopolitical scale of reasons behind how and why Savannah even exists, and why any kindred would seek to take and hold it. Having not disappointed him in the interaction, Kate walked away with the prince's number and the seemingly required push to reach out to her primogen in order to finally take some necessary steps. Poppy was brought to Nico's home, an elegant mansion at the heart of the historic district at the north end of Forsyth Park. There, she is reintroduced to his sire, Clarice Fairchild. Less morose and despondent than their last meeting, the elder Toreador welcomed the neonate into her home. She also planted the seed of perusing through the local arts college and making her presence felt among her clanmates. Despite the overtone of potentially ulterior motive behind this, Nico seemed overjoyed at seeing Clarice more animated than she's been in some time, hinting at nights she's a mere porcelain husk of her former self. But eventually, Poppy is shown to her own bedroom in the palatial home, perhaps the first room of her own that she's had in quite some time. Cora had met with the keeper of Elysium, Thomas Atherton. He reminded her that while southern hospitality means she does have access to the cottage for a few more nights, she needs to figure out a more long-term plan of where she'll be staying and how she'll be supporting herself. She was reminded to reach out to Dr. Aldridge, the resident Malkavian responsible for onboarding and assessing new arrivals to the clan. Cora was also made aware of the natural and supernatural dangers that lurk in the darkness that enshrouds the county. We pick up in that very darkness with Artem and Chris that have been stalking the expansive grounds of Wormslow, hunting for a meal, though only finding smaller game so far. Artem.
Artem has been walking very slowly and quietly around. Looks this way, looks that way. Finally looks back at Chris, says, "This place sucks."
Yeah, but maybe you're not doing it right. Did you ever think of that?
Oh, why don't you show me how to do it?
She's going to creep up to you, tapping your head. Do you not know how to call them to you?
I don't. I can talk to them. That's all I've got.
You're halfway there.
Show me.
I think you should just try.
Okay. Closes his eyes. I imagine, based on his ability to make mental connections, he might have some awareness of the things around him, even if it's more like less supernatural than just that he's been in this situation so many times, and his ears and his skin are kind of like attuned to such things. What does he think? What does he think is around him right now?
Mhm. You're really only finding a few rabbits, squirrels, other little rodent and or rodent-like things. If you're looking for deer, you'd have to go out into the countryside. If you're looking for crocodiles, you'd have to go out to the water.
He's going to look back at Chris and say, "What's the most dangerous thing around here that isn't a Garu?"
Orion?
So I'm guessing we're not going to be feeding on Orion.
Oh, I'd love to see you try.
No, he's a good boy.
I think the most dangerous thing here is all the people in that house.
Okay, once again, probably not going to be feeding on any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you'd like to see me try that too.
Oh, if I get bored enough, yeah.
We'll have to make sure you don't.
Hmm.
When I learned to talk to them, it was an elk. Big fucking thing. Could have killed me very easily. Maybe if we can recreate something like that.
Mm. At that, she actually does look a little thoughtful. Maybe never having seen a natural creature like that, especially all that mass and glory of itself. The majority of things that roam here are either in the water or smaller woodlife. The largest that anyone really sees here is the occasional deer, maybe a wolf, but not on these grounds.
When they after the Max attack, they were putting him in. They were putting his pieces in the water. Why were they doing that?
Oh, oh, um, well, for than just to get rid of the mess and chum the waters.
Are there sharks in there?
You don't chum the water just for sharks. There's crocodiles.
That might work.
Have you ever seen one before? Do they have those where you're from?
They don't. Not a lot of big reptiles.
Okay. So you want? Oh, okay. All right then. And she's gonna take off ahead of you. While she's not as fast, she's not as driven and primal. There's something about this that is familiar. You might be forgiven for a brief second seeing blonde braid, an axe, as you run through the woods together. Well, you don't go up to the house. You do find part of the water on the west side of the island. Dark. You can see the lights of the east coast of the mainland of Savannah. But in the distance, more of a suggestion of a twinkle on the water's edge. Far enough that no one could see what you're doing. Just enough light to maybe get up to something.
Okay. So, as a precaution, Artem's going to go ahead and pop the claws. He ain't trying to get eaten by a crocodile today.
Okay. So you would have to, if I remember correctly, spend a bit of blood.
Yep.
So you're going to mark that off.
Uno dos.
And is this instinct, or are you having to really think your way through it? Is it just a simple flex of the hand and they are talons?
Oh, yeah, no, it's very easily done. This is this was one of the first things he learned, and he is it's probably his most used skill.
She's going to sit down on an overturned log, and she's going to watch you, maybe more interested than she has in the last couple of days. Head tilted a little bit, just maybe finally trying to understand you just a little bit. So what do you do?
First thing he's going to do is he's going to think really hard about how he makes these mental connections. It's always been very he's never conceptualized like the idea that he might be able to put out a thought that didn't immediately connect to something else. And that's kind of what he's thinking right now. Is how I've always done this is I send a message to a receiver sometimes, and that forms a connection, and then we can suddenly communicate. This is more like, instead of calling someone on the phone, it's like shouting in a chat room or something like that. I don't know. But he tries to think really hard about what it would be like to try to make a connection without like a known receiver. And then he tries to do that.
Because you're looking for a specific type of creature, you're going to have to get its attention somehow. She mentioned chumming the waters. There's a few ways that you could do this. You could find some of those smaller rodents and prepare them for the water. Or you could take off your shoes roll up your pant legs, and get in the water yourself to be your own bait.
Yeah, he's probably going to go for the second one.
Okay.
And if it's not working after a couple of minutes, he may chum the water a little bit himself as well.
Now, you get in the water, and when you say chum the water, beyond that, what do you mean?
If so, first we're just going to try the mental command. If we don't feel like we're getting anywhere, we don't have anything's attention.
The way that I would put it is, you are, I guess, in a way, doing a sonar ping. And there's nothing that bounces it back. You get the impression that it needs more of a specific target. Something that you see, something that you know.
Okay.
You would have to lure something. So getting into the water is a good way of getting something's attention. You've seen some snakes. None of them would be venomous. There'd be some water snakes. There'd be some garden snake, that kind of thing, roaming along shores. There would be some amount of slithering. You would feel something brush your leg, but it's too small, likely a fish. You don't know what kind. Maybe you've disturbed a home. Maybe it was a large frog. Hard to know. The water's too dark, too murky. Even during the day, it would be hard to see. But you want to get something's attention specifically. What you could do, you would know that you could bite into your own wrist. But if you drop some blood on the water, lick the wound clean, and it will seal on its own. And see what happens there.
Yeah, I think he's going to do that.
Okay. So you bite in like you went for a fingertip.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had more of a working circulatory system, that might create the appropriate spurt. You need a little bit more of an arterial spray. There we go. So we're going to have you mark off another point of blood.
And then?
Yeah, kiss away that boo-boo. A minute goes by, another, and you're wading out into the water a little bit. The pants are soaked by this point. Not quite hip deep, but you're getting there. And you see this crusting along the edge of the water.
Hey, big guy.
You hear that intake snort. That, well, maybe Artem wouldn't know, but some of our audience would be familiar with, having played a lot of Red Dead Redemption with us the last couple of years. Crocs and alligators tend to make that sound before something bad happens, or at least that's what the QuickTime events teach me. As this sound, the churn, starts to roil its way towards you. You have something that you could at least attempt to speak to.
Mhm.
And speaking doesn't require you to roll, but commanding does. So what are you trying to do?
I'm going to try to command it to stop.
Hmm.
If it doesn't, it might be gangrel time.
Hmm. Okay. So you would know that you'd have to see its eyes first.
Mhm.
A little hard in the current lighting, a little difficult with all the water. Do you try to lure it on land and out of the water so that you can get a look at it?
Yeah, I'd probably be backing up to where
Hmm.
I have the advantage versus it.
Huh. Little known fact, crocodiles and alligators move very fast on land, more than people would realize.
That may be true,
But
but
Artem doesn't know this.
not only does he not know it, but also Artem moves a lot faster on land than he does halfway deep in water.
That is fair. Let's see how it works out for you. It's a bold move. So you pull this, or trying to pull this up on the land with you. There's blood, literal blood in the water, and it can smell that on the new target that is you. Maybe it wasn't that hungry before, and the blood drives it into a frenzy. Or maybe it's been starving the last couple of weeks, and you are about to be a statistic. Let's find out. As you backpedal onto land, your bare feet hit the dirt, moss, and brush. And as moonlight crests over the trees, they refract in the nictitating membrane of its side blinking eyes, and you are granted an opportunity to make your attempt. So you're going to be rolling. Manipulation plus animal ken.
Okay. And if it's all right with you, I think I'm going to use a willpower.
That is a good idea. We're going to
Okay.
go with a difficulty of 6.
It's me. Got to get some dice. Okay. So one success. It is a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So we will roll one more. That is a 6. So with the willpower, it's 3 successes.
Nice. No ones?
No ones.
Nice. As you backpedal and its prehistoric predator form takes charge onto land, its claws dig into the earth as you stop it in its tracks.
Halt.
It doesn't stay still for very long. It doesn't come towards you, but it seems to writhe in place like you are still a meal. And it's more trying to figure out how it's going to make you more bite size. What's your next move?
Exactly how big is it?
I'm trying to think about what the size of crocodiles are.
I think an adult can get to a good like 10, 12 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go 10, because I've seen the measurements of like 15 to 20 when they're just big boys. So let's go with a comparative medium.
Mm-hmm. Artem is going to how about we tell him, wait right here a sec. I'll get you something a little more bite-sized.
Now, because this is more of a psychic connection rather than out loud, actually, that's a fun thought. Do you say this out loud while you're thinking it at the creature?
He would know he doesn't need to, but let's say yes, but not in English.
Interesting. You don't necessarily see it because it's more at your periphery, but Chris does stand up as you bring this thing onto land. Not entirely certain what she's going to do next. If she should be making a call, if she should be taking pictures, writing an epitaph. But she is paying very close attention. And your exact command was, effectively, I'm going to bring you food.
Yeah.
Okay. So it simply looks at you in this dead-eyed, slow blink. First one set, then the other. And you get the feeling of hurry.
Okay. Well, then I better hurry. There were snakes and fish in the water.
Mm-hmm. There were rabbits and squirrels on land.
How quickly do you think I could grab a rabbit?
Do you tell Chris of your intent, or are you just going about this by yourself?
Yeah, I'll tell her what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, we're doing what now?
We're going to feed him a rabbit.
Are we sacrificing things to our gods now? Is that what we're doing?
No. If we were sacrificing things to our gods, we'd be dressed very differently.
Oh, well, that makes me feel so much. What do you want to get?
I don't know. A rabbit or a couple of squirrels.
Oh, that's gonna be more than one. Okay, let's. Whatever. Let's do it quick.
If he starts to get feisty, we can just kill him. Come on.
Well, now you're finally speaking my language. Okay, so you want to do a little bit of a quick hunt. Let's go with
deer.
Survival. Actually, let's put it this way. Are you chasing down a rabbit, or are you trying to call a rabbit to you?
I might try to call the rabbit to me if I can figure out how to do that quickly.
Okay. How about this?
The pressure is on.
Mm-hmm. Let's have you roll survival.
Okay.
And perception.
Okay.
And we're going to put this at just a 6 because you have seen a few already. You do know they are there. And this is not a new exercise for you. And you do have help.
Yeah. This is actually... So I got 3 successes and 2 of them were 10s. So
Okay.
I got 4.
Nice. With this, I'm going to say you're going to get 2 rabbits. Now, the question is, do you kill them beforehand or do you give it to him live?
I mean, I have a psychic connection with this guy. What do I think he'd prefer?
He'd prefer food and he'd prefer it now.
Then he's going to get food now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll toss him one. Sort of like throwing it at his mouth, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So if he opens it, then it'll just fly right in. If
I don't
not, that's
know.
kind of on him.
I don't know if any of you have ever been to zoos where they have these kind of animals, but they will throw things like this, like a chicken, or in some cases, a pumpkin. And the bite pressure you would think would be very difficult on a pumpkin where their teeth would just get caught because it looks like a giant medicine ball. It will pop it like a balloon. So a rabbit is, how do I put this? To say that the rabbit is insubstantial is not doing enough justice. It'd be like putting cotton candy in water. It's just gone. It is as if it has been deleted. There was no resistance, just chomp, gone. And it's padding a little closer. Because you're giving it food, and now you still look like food.
Hmm. Don't make me kill you, buddy. He's going to... Okay, so my intention is throw the second rabbit, kind of run forward. I know I'm still in a somewhat dangerous position, so my intention is I'm going to get him to bite down. And as he's doing that, I'm going to start drinking from him because that seems like the safest way out of this.
So you are in fact fattening up a future meal is... So the question is, before we get to that, is the intent to kill the gator?
I'm certainly not going to leave him in a state where he can attack me when I'm done, but I'm not planning on killing him.
Okay. I don't know what the blood table is for a big-ass crocodile, but first let's see if you even get
Fun
there.
fact, they also do a death roll to defend themselves when attacked or distressed. Just FYI.
But we haven't gotten there yet.
I'm
So
sorry, I
let's...
thought you meant
He's
like
not
they
going to be
roll a
distressed at
death
all.
roll.
So you want to do a bit of a smile at the birdie chomp.
That's the idea. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we got to roll something for this. So pitch me some dice. What's your idea here?
Okay, so this feels very much like dexterity.
I would go with Dex and Brawl.
Yeah, I was gonna say that or athletics, but my preference is brawl, so I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Now, are you preloading a willpower for this, or are you taking your chances?
I'm going to take my chances.
Okay.
I guess rules question.
Mhm.
I cannot now use willpower after I've rolled the dice. Is that correct?
That's what we're going to go with, yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to do it,
And,
announce it first. Like guidance in D&D, you have to say it before you do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I'm not doing it.
Okay. So we're going to go with a difficulty of 7.
Okay. I did roll a 1 here.
Mm-hmm.
So that knocks out a 10. That's still 3 successes.
Nice. So it does try to thrash. But the moment your teeth sink into it, it's as though it's being sedated. It settles. So the question then becomes, how much blood do you take? Are you draining the creature dry and filling up the blood that you have been using tonight? And the fact that prior to getting to Savannah, you were almost desiccated from how hungry you were. And while you did have a treat when you went out for drinks, the hunger's always there, and you're spending blood to do some of the things you do.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell me.
So the plan is not to completely drain this creature dry.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like it to need a pretty serious nap, but ultimately live through this experience.
Mm-hmm. I would say a safe drink from a human is 3, I think is what we've agreed upon here for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
More than that is getting into dangerous territory. Bigger reptiles like this don't need a lot of blood to maintain higher brain function, whatever we qualify that as. So I'm gonna let you take 4. So mark that off.
Okay. As I'm draining it, am I still connected to its mind?
I think the mind is in a bit of a scramble at the moment, as it's
Yes.
been put into soft boot mode. It's already taking a bit of a nap. That very shallow breathing. And they already don't take very deep breaths. You can hear and feel the heart beating, but slow. Not unlike if it was going for a nice long nap, or even some form of, well, its own torpor as they go into hibernation. So it's safe for all intents and purposes.
So he's gonna kind of, get to his knees, look over at Chris. Think we can find another rabbit or two.
Or what? Are you still hungry after that?
No, but he will be.
Okay, whatever. And as the two of you start to walk away to go and deal with that, your phone starts to ring.
Shit.
And it says Misha.
Sorry. Yeah.
And you hear, not in English, but in Russian, I'm at the house. Where
I'll
are
be
you?
there soon.
Click.
All right, let's do this quick.
Now, when you say do this quick, you mean fetch more food.
That's right.
Chris would imply to you that the animal can feed itself just fine. It wasn't waiting for you for millions of years to domesticate it. It will do fine after a nap. You can do that if
Fine.
necessary. And you also get the impression that Misha's not going to wait around all night.
Yeah, that's true. And Artem also doesn't know how to cool yet, so then he'll just kind of shrug and say, "All right, I need to get back to the house." This has been fun. I wouldn't have imagined you being as much fun on a hunt, honestly.
She really doesn't know what to say to that. And I think for the first time, there's a bit of stunned silence out of her that isn't just inadvertent hurt. And she just turns away and starts to walk back towards the house. After a few moments of silence, she goes, "You're really going to meet him dressed like that?"
He looks down. What is he dressed like?
Well, you had borrowed some clothes.
Yes.
The clothes themselves are fine. It's the fact that you were in the water, in the murk, and then thrashing around with a croc for a moment. So you are not the most presentable individual at the moment.
I guess I can ask Atherton for some clothes. I need to get a wardrobe or something. Shit. I need money. Or I need to go steal some stuff.
Oh, you're not going to be that guy that goes and steals from Goodwill, are you?
What is Goodwill?
Oh, something I'm just about out of. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just don't be an asshole to him, and it'll. Like, what are you even talking to him about?
Uh, how much do you know about my whole deal?
She does look a little quizzical at that. Just, I don't know, from East Europe. That's the extent that I was paying attention.
I'm not supposed to be here. And there's another person who was supposed to be with me.
Your sire?
No, she's fine. It was another, what do you call it? Like a blood relative. My sire is her sire, too.
She looks like she's about to say something and then stops. And she does this a few times. So, I guess sister?
That's what, yeah, that's what Alden had said.
Hmm.
I'm not supposed to be here. I don't know where she is, but I'm hoping after tonight I'll be a little closer to figuring that out.
Oh. She doesn't say anything at first, but she does put a hand on the smuggled cantaloupe that you call a bicep. Well, I'm sure he'll help somehow. Let's go. And from there, she is going to take off.
Yeah. Arm takes off too.
Okay. I promise he's rejoining the timeline very shortly, folks, so we can get back to the other scenes here. Did you bring your shoes with you? Did you leave them on the shore?
I would have left the shoes on the shore, yeah.
Okay, so you're Huck Finning it all the way there.
After a certain point, he probably, well, no, he probably wouldn't have put them back on. Yeah, I was just Huck Fanning it.
Yeah. Would you have at least brought them with you, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
So
gonna
you
lose
are.
Alden's shoes.
I think they were your own.
You know what? They were mine. Yeah, you're right. I'm really not gonna lose my shoes.
So you get there and you're walking on bare gravel as you're walking up to the main door. At this point, you have dried off, but you're still maybe a little mucky.
Mm-hmm.
Bruno pays you no mind beyond a curt nod as you walk into the house, both of you.
I'm gonna ask Chris if there's somewhere I can take a shower in here.
I don't think you're gonna have that kind of time. As she angles her head, and Misha, wearing, in comparison, he's not wearing a suit, but he looks like he is wearing a nice leather jacket, nice jeans, nice shoes, very well put together. And he turns and looks at you from the main stairway inside the house, as he was just talking with Atherton about this, that, and the other thing. He turns, looks at you, and he's about to say something, but he looks up and down first and goes, thank you, Atherton, of course. And he's going to walk over to you, and instead of parading you through the house, he's going to walk outside with you.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Ah, Chris. Good to see you. Misha. Will you be joining us I don't know. Artem, will I be joining you? Hmm? Huh?
You know what? Yeah.
Sure, she does look surprised at that. It's one of those moments of she was poking and prodding. She's that dog that caught the car and didn't realize what she was going to do with it now that she has it. And like you've maybe inadvertently done a few times, you have taken the wind out of her sails because you've called her bluff. And as you are stepping outside, you're not walking along the gravel, you are walking around the house. Just gonna go and takes another look at you and he thinks, let's walk this boy along the docks so he can better fit whatever image he's going for tonight.
Very carefully maintained.
Mm. So you don't mind if I talk about your business in front of her?
No, it's fine. Go for it.
And he will switch into Russian. Are you sure?
And I'll answer if it gets if I get uncomfortable, I'll switch. I appreciate you asking.
Mm. Switching back into English. Well, two things. One, I need to know the name of the individual that we are looking for. There are many individuals that are smuggled on both sides of the fence. Having a name would help narrow it down. Two, I am having that. He looks to Chris for a moment as if he was about to say something really volatile, but cleans up his language. Waste of skin and organs that messed up your travel plans. You'll be brought here for a private conversation. It might take a little while. And it might be appropriate that he arrives in such a same state as you. I thought you would enjoy the poetry.
I do.
Hmm.
Yeah, her name is Natalia. Natalia Reznik. I don't know what else to give you there. She's
Description.
blonde.
Okay.
She's like, I don't know, 165. Hold on, sorry. Let me look up my metric.
I assume you're going through all the various bits and bobs. We can kind of skim through that a little bit.
Oh, sorry. She's like 170. Yeah. Yeah, we can skim through that.
Do you tell him any like really discerning features about her?
Yeah. Though it would all be stuff that a normal person would see, like, you know, nothing intimate.
Do you tell him about a certain thing she likes to carry around?
Oh, yeah.
So you tell him about the axe. At that, he does stop in his step, looks at you, and says incredulously in Russian, "An axe?"
I mean, I think it's kind of hot.
Do you say that in English or Russian? Because this
I
is
say
going to
that in
change.
Russian.
Okay. Because if that was in English, it would have prompted a very different reaction
Mm-hmm.
from Chris that you just told this person was basically your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that might help narrow it down. He returns back in English. I'll see what I can do. It is a very busy port. It is a chaotic situation there. She could have very easily been picked up by the locals, and that could have gone a variety of different ways.
Picked up by the locals in
Kindred.
right, like where?
I thought this would have been apparent by now. You both went to Georgia.
Oh my God. Did she at least go to the right, Georgia?
Hmm. In theory.
Hmm.
So we'll know a little bit more once I bring your travel agent here. And we can get a few more answers out of him that we don't already have. But I'm putting some feelers out in the port in Georgia. However, before I continue on this, there's two things. One, this is professional courtesy because he's messing up a business that we all rely on. But the moment it goes beyond that, I will require favors from you.
I mean,
So that we can talk about later.
sure.
Is there anything else that you require of me while I'm here? A little taste of home.
Nothing to worry yourself over. If there's a place in the city I can go to, yeah, maybe get the sense, or get the feeling, could point me in that direction, that'd be pretty cool.
Sense of what?
Being back home.
Ah.
So I can buy, stuff I can smell or something.
Oh, I'll have to think on that. It's an interesting one. There's not a lot of Eastern European culture in the southern United States. But I'll keep an eye out for that.
Thanks.
And if you happen to see something, let me know.
Sure, we'll do.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Tris. Bye, Misha. Actually, here's a quick point of order. Did you put the claws away by the time you got to the house?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Are we good to fade out from there for now?
Yeah.
I think for a bit of set dressing, we'll leave you. Well, it's appropriate that you're not wearing your shoes and that the pant legs are rolled up as you can sit on the end of the dock, contemplating what you've seen, what you've done, and what you've heard, and where you're going to go from here. going to pan out from that shot to Elli and Tabby descending into the darkness of the Warrens, or at least the complicated labyrinth of sewers and tunnel work that eventually leads in to the Warrens. As the pair of you make your way, avoiding one trap or another, hopefully. I'd roll for it, but I want the game to continue. You pass by a familiar sight of lit in relief, a familiar face. Well, maybe not face, but presence. One you have been made aware of, been told about, know the name of, but never directly interacted with. As you pass by that tunnel, the silhouette at the end of it, there's this rumbling scrape of sound. Elli.
Hi.
Step forth.
Elli steps forward. Looks at where Tabby is.
Tabby is somewhat frozen in place. Do you wave them off?
Yeah, I wave them
Okay.
off.
How do you make this okay for them to leave you?
This happens sometimes. You'll get one of these assignments at some point yourself, probably. Go either you can. Oh God, I'm not usually in charge of taking.
No.
Okay, just go ahead, find a Lila or something if you haven't pissed her off already.
At the last word reverberating through the walls, Abby does scuttle off to just be anywhere that's not there.
Okay. What would the what would the spy master like from me?
You know of the others in this city, the new ones.
I have heard that there were others, although one of them is dead.
I want you to learn about them any way you can.
Okay. Are they all staying at the cottages, or have they all scattered already?
Yes.
Great. I will, I guess, head to Elysium and ask around. I mean, I know where one of them is.
That one is accounted for. Go.
You got it, boss. And Elli is going to start to turn away and then turn back and goes, does anyone else in our circle know that you're having me do this, or is this a hush-hush?
You hear the walls almost breathe as if he has elementally already lost his patience with the conversation.
Great. Okay. I will figure that out myself. And Elli heads back to their hidey hole. Initially looks around for Tabby, and then so I have two thoughts. One is that if I have followed the same kind of trajectory that they have had in terms of getting phones, getting this, getting that, all I assume that I would know that they have met Lila at some point. Because Lila was also in charge of the phone distribution. So I could see if Lila is around, or actually I probably have her number. And I just go, and I just text her like, what can you tell me? Do you know where the New Bloods normally hang out?
You would know at this point not to put blood in text form.
Do you know where the
new kids?
Yeah, where the new kids are? That's funny because me as Smoggles just use New Blood. Like I say that IRL. But yes.
Most are at the big house or the cottage, is what you would say.
Okay. Second question.
I'm not giving you a ride.
Great. Okay. So Ellie's gonna figure out how to get a ride. To Wormslow. So
I can give you an answer for that if you'd like.
That would be great.
Okay.
Pick the wrong. There we go.
You know, on the local rideshare app, that there is one in particular that is friendly to your community. By that I mean kindred. If you just want to grab a ride that way, that is a very quick, easy way to do it. Unless you want to try and get one of the other Nosferatu to give you a ride. Or if you want to pay a taxi to just drive you to the front gate and you have to walk down that long road to the house.
No, I'm gonna get our local ride sharing app.
Okay. So I presume you wait till you're mostly quote unquote upstairs for doing that. And it's a good thing too, because it doesn't take 20 minutes, it doesn't take an hour for them to show up. It's 5 minutes, tops. And you've heard that rather consistently. It just always seems to work out that way. Now, the way this rideshare works is that you don't put in a destination, you just put in a pickup spot.
Mm-hmm.
And as you crawl in, where to?
Wormslow.
And from there, wordlessly, you begin to head in that direction. You, unless you ask him anything.
Have you picked up any... Have you seen any new faces recently?
Looks up in the mirror, then looks back at the road. Elli, are you fishing for information from me?
I missed the last meeting. And I don't want to embarrass myself in front of people who are expecting me to know their names.
If you weren't there, how do you expect to know their names anyways?
Forget how cheerful the conversations with you tend to be.
Discretion is part of the job. You wouldn't like it if I told anyone else about you, where you go. What you do.
Point taken.
So what's your aim tonight?
I have to meet people.
You don't seem excited about it.
Usually goes wrong when I have to do that. So, just bracing for impact.
Two things. Either you need to examine what you are doing wrong, or accept you are the common denominator in disaster.
I love our time together so much.
And from there, all attention from the rear view goes back to the road. As you stop at the gates, the guards do their checks, wave you through, roll down the road towards the main house. You're let out in front of the door. You walk inside, I presume.
I do.
Mm-hmm. Bruno, as always, gives a curt nod and says nothing unless you say something to him.
I also give a nod.
The professional courtesy of ignoring the shit out of each other will be remembered.
Elli basically wants to go and have a have a seat at a chair in the main lobby and wants to pretty much be I knows it's pretty much useless to try to like hide in the shadows in Wormslow. Especially since getting caught hiding in the shadows will probably not end well. So is more just relying on being there and being seen, but being ignored. And so we'll like be on their phone, and if anyone comes in or out of the house, they have to pass through there, and they can just keep tabs on who they're seeing, go back and forth.
First person you would see is Misha. Or maybe more formally to you, Mr. Sokolov. As he passes by you, but he doesn't seem to acknowledge you. Not in a rude fashion, but you are over there at a table minding your own business. He's not going to veer towards you just to give you a curt nod and then walk away. It's just,
yeah,
you're not in each other's orbit. His eyes do briefly flick, just taking notice of the fact you exist, but beyond that, nothing. You do have his number. If you need very specific things that maybe he could acquire. But you have other people in your phone for that same purpose as well. He just might be able to get you different things. Sometimes for money, sometimes for favors. Sometimes it's a trade.
As that's going in, as he's walking by, I'm just look like I'm browsing on my phone, but I'm also just keeping. I just, as someone comes by, I switch to the Notes app and I just put the time and the who it was that I saw.
Okay. He passes by you. He goes out the front door. A moment later, Atherton walks up to you. Like clockwork, he always eventually finds whoever walks into the house. Ah, Elli, anything I can help you with tonight?
Well, apparently I have missed the meeting with all of the new friends. I just met Tabitha recently, so I didn't know if the rest of them were still here. Obviously, I would feel they would probably need introductions.
Well, they've already been introduced to their clans. In what particular way would you like me to facilitate an introduction with you?
If they can't get a hold of Lila and they need someone who's good with tech, I'm around.
Ah, you're looking to avail yourself and your skill set.
Yep.
Well, there are a few on the grounds at the moment. Would you like to approach them one by one, or would you prefer a more group setting to rip off that proverbial band-aid?
You see, Thomas sees Ellie's eyes just widen at the idea of meeting all of them at once. And just kind of goes, I mean, are they all here?
Not all of them, but enough.
Okay.
Oh, now we must build up that confidence if you're going to be the salesman you are trying to be. How about I go and set up a nice parlor and I'll bring everyone together? I'll come summon you in a moment. And before you can even say anything, he exits the scene as he goes to facilitate this obvious need and want.
Ellie like smiles back at Thomas, and then the moment that Thomas leaves, just puts the phone down and head to Great.
And I think on that introverted note, we're going to take a small break. And we'll resume with our crowd afterwards. See you soon, folks. Welcome back to the second half of Savannah by Night. We rejoin the cast as they're mostly milling around Elysium, the safe haven for vampires within Savannah. Some are here with certain motives. Some are trying to figure out what their motives even are. However, we left off with Elli accidentally instigating her own or their own TED Talk. Atherton, the keeper of Elysium, now is bidding to corral the other new bloods. We find Cora and Kate somewhere. Would you have coalesced together after your individual conversations? Or would you have retired to different corners of the house?
I think both of our conversations were outside.
Cora was at the gazebo, and Kate went for a walk, so if she happens to go by it again, I'd absolutely flag her down. Otherwise, I was going to send her a message too, depending on what Chris says.
I know our walk ended at the cars out front because the prince got in his truck and left. So I don't know if that would put me in like eye line of the gazebo.
Gazebo's more sort of somewhat behind the house. So I could imagine you walking in from different parts of the house, either texting each other, say, hey, are you still here? And meeting back up, or just seeing each other as you're walking through the house again. How would you like to do that?
If Cora doesn't text first, Kate will.
I guess I will be at the gazebo sending all these messages, and yours will come in. Perfect. Okay, then. What are you saying to me?
I'll just ask if you're still here.
I am out by the gazebo, deciding, trying to track down Chris in case she wants drinks. Are you in?
You'll see the 3 dots there for like a solid minute. And then just, yeah.
Cora's not gonna let it last that long. Maybe at like 45 seconds, she'll be like, come on, it'll be fun.
And then you'll get the yeah, man.
Little like devil horns with the smile emoji.
Do you meet back up in the house at some point? Do you meet her at the gazebo? What's the...
I'll start heading towards the gazebo, unless Cora says otherwise.
I figured that's what she would do, so...
Okay. That works out great for me. As you two meet back up, do you want to say anything, talk for a little bit?
Still a pretty nice night, isn't it?
It's been a night.
I'm sure it has been. How was your conversation?
Enlightening.
Good.
It was a privilege to get to have, even though it was a test.
I've heard a little bit of that. It's always a sort of test, isn't it? I mean, especially with the prince.
Every conversation. So where are we going?
I don't know just yet. If Chris wants to come with us, then I'll solicit her opinion.
You think she'd want to go drinking with the boring one?
I think she can be persuaded.
As you're having this back and forth, Atherton will return to the gazebo. Oh, good, you've linked back up. There's someone here that would like to meet some of the newer arrivals. You are not obligated to do so, but adding to your collective Rolodex would not be in your worst interest either.
Might we have the privilege of knowing who wants to know us?
Well, actually, another newer arrival. They've only been here for a couple months. But a Nosferatu by the name of Elli. More technologically inclined, not unlike Lila.
I'll look over at Cora and raise an eyebrow.
We're popular tonight.
Well, new arrivals always drive up interest. There was a bit of a, in a manner of speaking, gold rush.
Right, I see. Well, I suppose it can't hurt to do them the courtesy. I'll look over to Kate.
I'll just very quietly say to Cora, you don't have to be standoffish, but be careful what you say.
Right.
Think of it as a court lesson.
Every conversation a test.
And if not a test, mining for information.
Well, if you two are agreeable to the meeting, I do have a place set aside for you if you'd like.
We'll at least say hello.
If you recall the seating arrangements you had on your first night, that had a view of the main event, you would be well tended to there.
Thank you, Atherton.
Has Mr. Jovic made his way back to the house?
I don't think I've seen him since yesterday.
I'll look into that. If you wouldn't mind, I'll go and see to that.
Well, no, we saw him earlier tonight, didn't we?
Did the two of us?
Yes.
Because we had a conversation with him 2 sessions ago.
It's been a long time.
We can rewind a little bit.
That snippet didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, because that's how I met Chris in the first place.
So that's it's just when she called you the boy.
Like him.
Chris. No, he ran off after Chris.
Well, I'll see if I can get a hold of them, and if you wouldn't mind making your way over to the aforementioned seating.
Not at all.
And as we start to pan, the camera follows Atherton as he calls Artem.
Hello?
Ah, good. Are you still on the grounds?
Yes,
Whereabouts?
the dock.
And he, from where he's seeing, I can see you from here. Just a moment. And as he's walking over, you will get on your phone, Cora. But quickly, was the text that you sent Chris just to her, or had you started a new group chat?
Interesting. My initial impression when I sent it was that it was going to be just to her, but I'm okay with altering the meta if that's more interesting.
It's whatever you want to do.
Okay, then we'll stick with how it was.
Okay.
I sent it direct to her.
What you will get back is a GIF of Elmo backed by flames. And I'll let you react to that in a moment. As Atherton strolls along the boardwalk. Ah, good. There you are. He looks down at your bare feet, or had you put your shoes back on at this point?
I was gonna put them on when I was going back to the house, which I was not doing yet. So we're still Huck Finning it.
Okay. So I enjoy that that's become a verb this episode. Well, there is another individual that would like to meet some of you new bloods. If you were amenable to such, you are not obligated to make any such appointment.
Do they mind if I take a shower first?
I don't think they're going to mind, though I think your biggest problem might be He's going to look down at the state of your clothing.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we could arrange for you to have a little something. If you want to take a very brisk shower.
I can do that. Thank you.
I'll see to it. Though this should not be a recurring feature.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't quite sure what we'd be doing tonight.
I'm sure that in your previous experience, it was more rural, more solitary. So it makes a bit of sense that such requirements would not come up very often. However, we are in nice society now. You have to take a certain amount of anticipating our next course of action.
Yeah, just something I need to get used to again.
I'm sure that'll come back to you with time. But until such a time has arrived, we will try to remediate where we can and remind the little steps of decorum along the way. If I could make a recommendation, There are those that bring spare clothing for themselves to keep here. Good accidents happen, and they do. I would recommend you bring a suitcase of such things, and we can put that in storage for you. But others also like to keep spares in their car, though I understand that that has not been, well, decided upon for yourselves just yet.
Yeah, yeah, I still have a lot to figure out.
Well, you might learn a thing or two if you were to meet up with the Scourge.
Yeah.
He has a habit of, well, frolicking out in the wilderness and also remaining a certain amount of presentable within the grounds. Might be someone to learn from.
I'll actually, I don't know if I have his number, but I'll get in contact with him.
Out of character, I'm trying to remember if he was one of the numbers put in your phone.
I don't
because
remember either.
Either way, he will make sure that that has been addressed.
I don't have Stratton's number.
Okay. He'll put that number in your phone, and he will be sure when you send him a message or call him to clearly identify who you are and where you got the number from. You wouldn't like strange calls coming from people who you don't know how they got your number. And he is, well, much like our good-natured sheriff, quick to the draw.
I'll keep that in mind.
Now, as you recall the place where you had good view of the proceedings on your first night, some of your compatriots will be meeting you there. Though do not keep them waiting. In the meantime, I will find you some clothes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So, unless there's nothing else, he will see you up to one of the many en-suites where you can get sorted. You will find somewhat more modern clothing, but it seems like it's borrowed from one of the security guards in order to fit the battleship that is Artem. I'm assuming you're only going to take like a... Sorry?
I said it's plus sized.
I presume that you take like a 60-second shower kind of thing, just to freshen. As you step out and you're wearing the newer clothing, be sure to thank Bruno for his donation.
What a great guy.
Oh, isn't he just the best? But do be a dear and thank the man when you see him.
Of course.
Mustn't take them for granted. Now, if you don't mind, I will show you, of course, to the others. As he brings you towards the room, everyone's starting to file into the seating. Elli would already be there. I'm not sure if you're standing or sitting. Or are you hiding somewhere?
just not there. Can't be seen.
Just a dotted line.
Elli is seated with their phone in front of them, trying to look nonchalant. In the
hoodie
I
up
do
or
have a
down?
question. Yeah, hoodie up.
Okay.
So Graham, I have a question.
I may have an answer.
Did anyone of note pass by in the time between Atherton saying he'll bring everyone in and actually picking me up?
You would have been shown to that spot relatively quick.
Okay, so did anyone pass by while I was waiting for the others?
You mean in that main room? You would have seen some security going back and forth, just doing their usual patrols. Some of them are just, you get the impression it's them whispering to each other, hey, there's a small thing going over there, give them the space, yada yada, change your patrol this way. It's a lot of guarding the space, but also discussions about how to adjust for the sake of discretion. And you get the impression, you've been here long enough to know that that is a very ongoing procedure.
Yeah,
it's how to protect everyone, sometimes from themselves and each other, but also we don't need to be overhearing anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, is there any rooms in particular that they made very clear to avoid?
The only rooms in particular is anytime that there's a particular meeting, like, hey, we're going to request to have this parlor. Can you keep the doors closed? And it doesn't seem to be well, that's a special room. That's just, hey, we're having a little private thing. Can we just have a few minutes? Kind of. Yeah. And it depends on who is having that conversation.
Got it.
There doesn't really seem to be anything too closed off. There are some places like where Lila and Edward have their little workshop. That's not open to the public. So there's little bits and bobs like that. But by and large, you have a pretty free range of the house. There are usually some amount of eyes.
Sorry, my question pertained to in essence, while I'm waiting at the parlor, do the security mention at any point, hey, we should, like, do I overhear them saying something like, we should adjust, there's something happening in the study or something like that?
In terms of like anything else going on in the house, not really. Okay. You'd have to really be listening in. You'd have to go up and basically just put your ear up against them so you can hear that, because they tend to be quite discreet about it.
Yeah.
Because you might see them, but you got like a good 30, 40 feet, so you're not hearing everything they're saying.
Yeah, that's valid.
So you've caught this ripple effect in the security many times since you've been here.
Great.
So you at least know what it's about. You know what's happening.
Great.
As Elli has their face buried in the phone, can I walk up then and go, read anything interesting tonight?
That some new people have shown up while I was busy. Elli Parker, and you see this hand with like 2 long fingers reach out for a handshake.
And Kate will shake it without flinching. Kate Fulton.
I'm guessing you're one of the new ones.
Well, that's why you wanted us here.
Is it...
Sam, remind me real quick of what Ellie's last name was?
Parker.
I'll tack your last name on to the statement that is why you wanted us.
Yeah. So, you or is it just you that's joining, or are the rest also coming?
Cora,
Cora
you would
would
have.
have been walking with you.
Cora's there.
Mhm.
Or is it the two of you, or is there others on their way?
I don't really know.
And your name is? Looking at Cora.
Cora Violente.
Well, I suppose we can catch any latecomers up while we're here.
And as you're saying that, you hear Chris going full woo girl as she's entering the main hall.
And I know Chris, right?
You know of Chris. I don't know if you've ever actually had a proper interaction since you've been there, since you tend to be a little more self-cloistered.
Yeah, but I know of Chris, and I know of what group she's with.
Yes. Specifically, you would also know who the sire is,
Right.
because that tends to get intentionally passed around.
Yep.
Not just within Nosferatu information dump circles, but just
Don't
mess with
fuck
that
up.
one.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the boss's daughter. Don't mess around.
Yeah.
Because not only will it kill you, it'll hurt the entire time you're dying. Like that's the
Yeah.
the thing that kind of goes around.
Mm-hmm.
And Artem is, of course, in close in tow.
So, what would have kept you away from a court meeting with all that juicy new information, Ellie Parker?
Well, part of the reason why I'm here letting you know how I can help. I recently met with Tabby, who you all know. And well, I was slightly concerned at her technological skills. And I was worried that might be a running thing with people who are joining us for the first time. And I wanted to make sure that if you are going to survive here, you need to know how to get around on the tech side of things and on the internet. And just being aware that as old as Savannah is, it is still very modern. And so you are going to need to get around in ways that maybe aren't as physically available. And that's where you have me. I know how to get you into places.
Oh no, I'm pretty... Cora's gonna stop and think. Goes, I'm pretty capable.
I don't mean this to question your ability, but to allow you a chance to sell yourself. What sets you apart from someone like Lila or Hezekiah?
So Artem would be walking up as well at this point, so he would have been hearing the spiel.
Yeah. I very much enjoy working with Lila. And she has a lot of talents and is very in high demand. She is also therefore very busy and may not have time if any of you need something in an emergency. I will be able to answer your call very quickly and get you the information you need on pretty much anyone in this city.
And what are your prices?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Ellie pauses for a second. This is more of a personal project. I don't know how much you have been told about me, but when I arrived in Savannah, it was just me. And there was really no one else around who was also a newcomer who really understood what it's like to be suddenly thrust into a new location and have to suddenly find your way.
Where did you arrive from?
Many places. I wanted to have others that I could communicate with about being new here.
Well, I'm certainly very new.
Yes. And I know I've been here 2 months longer than you, and therefore I have literally all the information. But it'll be nice to get to know the people who are about as fresh as I am here. So, for now, just let me know if you need anything from me. If you need dirt on somebody, if you need to get into a secure building, if you need a little extra surplus of cash, I can take commission on that. I just want to make sure you aren't floundering in the dark ages. No matter how far into the wilderness you are.
Artem has changed at this point. He's not wearing.
No, I look very presentable right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's because Ellie's noticed the pairing between Chris and Artem.
And Chris came up to the table too?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna start watching Chris for a second to see how she reacts to Ellie and all the things that Ellie says they can do for us.
There's really only one thing in particular that sinks in, and it's when Ellie says being new and being alone. And that's when her expression goes a little more withdrawn, and she's not really making eye contact anymore. The exuberance of her woo girl entrance has evaporated.
Well, I appreciate you reaching out to make this connection.
Yes. Normally I would have been, well, I guess not normally. I would have been at the new bloody spectacle, but my work kept me away.
Do you have a preferred method of contact?
Well, there is a Dropbox in a on River Street. If you write a note and put a lipstick on and kiss. No, I'll just give you my phone number. That was a bad joke. Okay. Yes. Text me or I don't know if any of you know how to use email. The time difference can be weird. That phone number is fine. Just text me and I'll let you know where I need, either if you need me to meet up or if you need to be on a secure channel of some sort.
Now I have a question for Elli.
Is gonna wait for Kate to offer her phone number before Cortez, because she's taking the advice seriously.
So for Elli, regardless of what everyone else here is going to do, are you giving out your main phone number or are you using a burner phone? Or is burner phone kind of just how you operate in general?
Burner phone is kind of how I operate in general.
So you don't have a main phone?
No.
Okay.
I
would say you probably...
When you say burner phone, do you mean like taking the SIM card out and putting it into a new one, or just...
That depends on how you want to do it. I would imagine that you have a permanent phone, so you're talking to someone like Lila regularly.
Yeah.
Mason regularly. Prince,
I guess
Sheriff, like the powers that be, you kind of have a main phone to a certain extent. But in terms of how you deal with business,
I think in this case I would be giving them my main phone. For
okay.
what? Yeah.
Do you pull out your phone with kind of like the expectation of swapping numbers, or do you just like share your phone number?
Literally just takes out the phone pad, types in their number, and just places it in front of you.
Artem will kind of wordlessly type in the number, text Artem, send.
Or we'll add the number into her phone.
Kate's gonna take a picture of it.
And that's how you get the vibe. No, I'm just kidding. After they do that, I think Elli will notice Chris's demeanor and just kind of shift the phone so that it faces Chris in case she does anything with that.
Nice. She'll kind of do what Kate did, and she'll take a picture just so she can just be done with it very quick. She's trying to burn past whatever vulnerability has been noticed as quickly as possible. Taking out the phone, typing in the number just extends it, and she'd rather just click. Just stop making eye contact, shut up and go away. And she's not really looking in any direction at this point.
Kate will start to stand. Thank you so much for taking so much of your time to meet with us, Elli. We'd hate to keep more of your evening. I know in the summer, evening hours are in short supply.
No problem. I appreciate you all taking the time to meet with me, and I'm very glad that Thomas was able to arrange my request.
He is certainly an invaluable keeper.
All right, well, I'm off to get my ride back. Bit of a long way home, so I should probably start doing that now. And Ellie just like
Homer Simpson's into the bush.
Yeah,
actually, I have a question for all of you. Was this Ellie trying to do the, oh, it's such a long ride back, if only someone would offer me a drive, or is it genuinely, I need to get going now?
It was a I need to be on my way, and I really don't want to have to get that driver to drive me back.
Mm.
It is a little bit like, I'll get my ride. Yeah.
Cora is thinking about it, but she only has the one seat and is already trying to arrange things with Chris, and so she doesn't want to necessarily like instantly ditch after accusing Chris of ditching.
If I can spot you almost starting to say something else to Ellie, I'll just like give you a look.
Can I intuit the look?
What's the look meant to say?
Just
like a ride.
No, just like a breaks Cora.
Okay.
Graham, would Ellie have noticed that look?
Okay.
Roll off. Roll
Am
off.
I gonna get to
I was gonna
roll?
say,
I haven't
you're
rolled
gonna
in
get
so
to roll.
long.
Okay, let's see. Because you're trying to be subtle?
Now you're playing my game.
Okay.
She did use a vehicle metaphor, so I mean, Cora's at least definitely understanding.
Oh no,
I
it's
didn't
also
use
if Cora
words.
gets it. I was like, oh.
We're gonna
You don't speak the Ventru eye language. Yet.
It's all just Amelia Clark eyebrow raises. I would say expression. Do you have that on your left?
I do.
Okay. Now, it would be a case of what would be your primary stat that you're using here? Would this be manipulation?
Yeah.
You could also make an argument for subterfuge as the other skill.
Let's do manipulation.
Okay. Well, sorry, what I mean is for instead of expression, you could use subterfuge.
Okay. No, we'll keep it expression.
Okay. Although expression is more about how you verbally express yourself.
Oh, okay. Then we'll do subterfuge.
Okay.
It's the same number for me, so.
Okay. So what we're going to do is, to make this interesting, we're going to put it just a baseline of 6. Sorry, no, that's maybe a little too easy. We're going to put the set of 7. And at the same time, Ellie is going to be rolling perception and alertness. Because I assume you're looking for expressions on people. How their body language, all these things. You just said that with Chris.
Yep.
So you're gonna roll, perception, alertness, same difficulty level.
Okay.
And 1 cancels out a success.
Mm-hmm.
3
Starting
successes.
with a 10. So 3, you said? Yes.
3, no 10s.
I'm gonna use a willpower.
Okay.
Ooh. AVP with willpower.
But it's not have to use willpower. Just
It might
kidding. We'll
be
see what happens.
sevens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is with the willpower, 3
Mhm.
successes, no 1s.
Ooh, okay. You catch something subtle in her expression, her mannerisms. You're not entirely sure in what way it's being angled. You're not sure what's being impressed by it. You just know that there is something that was conveyed.
And I guess on top of that, do I notice Cora about to say something and stopping?
And then
Just seeing
switch
how
to
much
just
of
a
that
smile and have a good night.
I'll say you could put those pieces together reasonably.
Got it.
But you don't know for certain, but it's a good bet.
Yeah. Great.
Ellie will remember this.
Okay. So if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go get my ride share.
So to fast forward this a little bit, we will pan back to the main group in a moment. Ellie, you go outside, and the car that you brought you there is still there. It never left. You don't even have to get your phone out to do anything. It's just as soon as you step out, headlights blink on.
Are you waiting for anyone else?
He just points at the back seat.
Great. Elli enters.
Where to?
Elli names a spot that would be near an entrance to the Warrens.
Okay. Presumably somewhere more in the denser part of the city.
Yeah.
As he starts heading down, you start asking, bring up anything?
Well, I gave some new friends my number.
Did they take it?
2 of them did. 2 of them took a picture of it.
Well, better than nothing. It's always a numbers game. If you have your hooks in one, you have them in all of them.
Yep, and I learned a little about them and their relationships anyway.
So not a wasted trip.
No. I suppose not. But I won't know how much more effort I need to do until one of them texts me back.
He doesn't say anything to that. He lets you sit in the uncertainty and the quiet. There doesn't even seem to be any music playing or NPR or anything like that on the radio. You are left with your thoughts and the uncertainty as you are driven through the night. And we'll come back to you in a bit if that's okay. Great. Back to the Quattro, left at the seats where you first all met proper, not but just a couple nights ago, under far more dire circumstances.
Cora, do you want a lesson or do you want to go straight to drinks?
I'll take the lesson.
Information like they offered always comes at a price. There are Nosferatu who trade in information, missing a lot of valuable information by not being here the first night. They could have gotten our names, our cities, our sires, and our clans for free.
Cora's going to switch to Italian for a moment to speak to Kate and say, but you and I traded that info, didn't we?
Kate will also switch to her version of Italian. Yes, but everyone who was here that night got the information. And now Elli's playing catch up.
She'll go back to English. Oh, that's a fair point.
Artem's going to say something to Chris in Ukrainian.
No, I don't speak that one, but if anyone speaks French, I can.
Do you actually say anything to her, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I know she hadn't understand it.
Okay. So, you do, for Cora and Kate, Chris seems to perk up at a few things as you speak.
Got anything you want to add, Chris? You've been at this particular court a lot longer.
More specifically, when you were speaking Italian.
Oh. It's still in Italian, I'll go. You speak Italian, Chris?
There's a part of me that makes me want you to roll to see how modern that part of your Italian is, but I'll let it go.
I mean, I can speak Italian as like one of the first like Duolingo phrases you learn, so.
She goes in Italian a little bit.
Cora is going to laugh. And here I thought I was going to be alone.
She catches about half of that. There seems to be some gaps in her Italian, but instead of filling it in with old world Latin, she's just left with, oh, I didn't learn that. Oh, I didn't learn that. And you kind of see this in second and third generation of people who have emigrated, where the kids pick up less and less of the language and they don't learn it formally. It's just whatever they learn at home.
Cora will say, whatever the case, it's great company, and kind of nudge her and grin.
She'll kind of laugh at that and perk up a little bit more since the quiet despondence of all of that. Okay, we're going out for drinks now, right?
Yes,
I was just about to suggest this, yes. Artem, are you in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, as a quick aside, I'm going to let you figure out what is Artem currently wearing.
Let's see. Bruno seemed like a black suit kind of guy.
Yeah. I wouldn't say you'd be dressed as a security guard because that would be a security problem, because that would be creating confusion. But you might get spare pants, another muscle shirt or something, or an undershirt. But knowing Artem, a muscle shirt is probably an entire outfit to him.
Right. Yeah, I would say maybe he had like a collared shirt as well, which he hasn't buttoned. And then like that's probably it. This muscle shirt, unbuttoned other shirt, and then jeans, I guess.
Okay. So the question is, who's driving?
I'll say I can offer a ride into town, but I'm not heading back this far after.
I guess maybe we'll take a convoy then if you're not coming back this way. I have no choice.
How would we
Unless
get
one of
back?
you wants to put me up for the night.
Sorry, Artem, you asked.
Ask Chris, how would we get back?
Oh, don't worry. Oh, we'll figure that out later.
Let's figure it out now.
Ah. There's a few ways. It doesn't really matter, okay? We'll get back. It'll be fine. There's rides. And if they drop us off in that direction, we can walk the rest of the way. All right? Just take away all the fucking mystery.
That's
Can
my
we
job.
go?
Where are we going?
Coral will be like, we'll figure that out. We'll just start driving though.
Don't want to take away the mystery.
As you stand up.
Where are you parked?
Oh. Want to answer that?
Oh, were you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you. You offered to drive.
I'm just out front.
As you all start to stand up, Chris goes, "Oh, I got an idea. You won't like it, but it'll be great."
I'm gonna pull up Google Maps, put it in.
She's going to take your phone.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on her with my phone.
Yeah. She is going to put in the north side of Hutchinson Island. Kate, that would ping something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what? Or do I have to
Oh,
remind
no, is that the hotel that my...
No. It's related to the conversation, though. You heard that that's where some of the younger Bruja like to have a party.
I'm not going there.
Why not?
Because I would like to get a number tonight, and I'm not going to do that with a bunch of fucking stupid Bruja babies.
You can get some of their numbers.
No.
What's wrong? I'm afraid you're going to have fun? You look like you could have... how do I put this nicely? I don't know how to do that either. You look like you need to have actual fun. Look at you. This is too straight-laced. It's bullshit. Go be a person.
And I do like to have lots of fun with people. Did you ever heard of playing with your food? I can't do that with Bruja.
You know it's not just Bruja out there, right? They bring friends.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to want the number of someone who'd be friends with them.
How do you know?
Does seem like you're limiting yourself quite a bit.
Guy,
you know, there was
him.
this bartender in a leather vest that I might go talk to instead.
Wasn't Max wearing a leather vest? Wasn't he a Bruja?
No, she looked nothing like Max.
I hope not. He was kind of ugly.
By the way, I think she's looking for a head, and he's...
Well, then why don't you take us to your place?
Yeah, take us to your place.
Sure, Chris. Or is it beneath you? Will it not be enough fun?
Oh, making you uncomfortable in your space sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, let's go.
What?
So I will start driving us to Repeal 33.
So you're all going back downtown again.
Mm-hmm.
As we walk out the door, is Bruno still standing there?
Oh, like a statue, yes.
Okay, as we pass him, I would like to say to him in Italian, because his name is Bruno, you're not Italian too, are you?
What? He says in English.
I was just checking, it's fine.
All right. And he just goes back very confused, but right back into his guard role.
Well, I didn't really figure that out, did I?
Oh, by the way, Chris, if you want to learn any more Italian, ask Cora. Mine is very weird and ancient.
Shotgun. And
damn it. As I pass Bruno, I'm going to put out my hand. Appreciate the donation.
He looks at you down in the hand and then looks at the collection and goes, he'll just shake your hand very curtly. And it's very much like his nods, and it's perfectly functional. Have a good evening.
You as well.
This dysfunctional group of new bloods messing with the guard on the way out.
We're his favorite.
I would say you're not the ones that he's concerned about at any given moment, right? This moment. Crisp, maybe. But as you get in the car, or two cars, because you are at least all heading in the same direction.
Are you still taking your car, Cora? Or were you gonna like find your own way back?
I'm into the adventure. I will ride in the back with you guys.
Fun. Okay. And as you head out towards there, I think this is probably a good time for us to fed up for the night, so we don't get too far ahead of Poppy and Tabby.
But I want to get ahead of Poppy and Tabby.
Who? I'm just kidding.
But maybe you'll want to invite Poppy to the mayhem.
It would be fun.
And leave Tabby outside the window, looking in, left out.
Never gone hunting with other vamps before.
Breaking all kinds of new ground.
Yep.
But as you are heading up the road, going to the main gate, finding the main roads, heading into town.
And Kate can't put her car through its paces like Cora would be able to, but she'll kind of lean into the smooth ride of it all and give it some speed down the road to the gate at Wormslow, and then once she hits like Harry S. Truman on the curves leading back into downtown.
So is she trying to impress her friend?
No, it's more like for herself. Because she hasn't gotten a chance to like enjoy her new luxury vehicle yet.
Fair enough. So as you are heading into downtown proper, we will fade out from there. And we'll get to our final thoughts before we sign off for tonight. And we're going to start with a person not in the scene, Elli. What's been going through your mind?
Well, the information gathering session did reveal some new things. Elli learned about a gangrel that is close to one of the main boss's daughters, and found out a little bit about how that daughter also seems to be trying to find her own pack in that way. They've also learned that Kate and Cora are definitely trust each other for now, and that Kate is going to be a tough one to crack by just talking to her. And all of that kind of, despite the social anxiety moment and despite the frustration at having to meet everyone at once and the discomfort at being outside of their bubble, something's kind of fired up Elli. And that is that there is information to be gleaned from these new folks, and Elli cannot resist a good mystery.
Mm-hmm. And how is Elli feeling about, well, as you were putting it earlier, being put on blast and then having to do a little sales pitch to a whole group? How's that social anxiety treating them?
Elli has to learn a lot about being around people, because Savannah is an older city, and they are going to have to do a little bit more of learning how to get information without the use of tech. And knowing that it seems for the time that Elli at least can talk to other kindred without needing to immediately run for their lives.
Give it a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to check in with Cora.
No major mood updates from Cora's world. She appreciates that Kate has at least offered her a little bit of advice so far. Offering her that court experience that she has so very little of. So she hopes that is a friendship that she can continue to foster. Yeah, no major insights, just ready to enjoy a decent night.
Okay. Artem.
Artem's feeling pretty good, man. He's maybe starting to figure out some new vampire powers, and I mean, he wrestled a crocodile. It's been a while since he's done anything like that. Today was the most at home that he's felt like. I mean, yeah, we're gonna go out to party now, so that's a little different. But I called our prequel sessions Valheim the Masquerade, and you guys have now seen at least half of what that was like. So yeah, we got a little progress on the MSQ. We got a nice little boss fight. We're having a good time. Also, he's going to be on the lookout for some Eastern European people or groups or shops, something.
I'll have to look into that for you. I did want to go back to Cora because a thought did strike me. How is Cora doing with the anxiety of the fact that she cannot stay at the cottage forever? That was the big conversation she had with Atherton. That she's going to have some kind of plan going forward, and soon.
She knows that she only has a couple of days, but she has some decent notions now, thanks to that conversation with him. Because of how she is financially right now, she's probably going to need to rely on a favor to someone at first. And maybe through her new friends, she can try to assess who it is that it would make the most sense to do a favor for. So that would not, inexorably link her. So, yeah.
The lowest cost to highest benefit ratio that she can figure out.
Precisely. I was having difficulty finding my words, but that's quite right.
That is one of the big tricks in VTM is you're always going to be owing somebody some kind of favor. But the trick is the level of favor and who it is that you owe it to.
Precisely.
You might not want to owe this person the smallest favor possible, but other individuals, you'd be fine owing them a much, much higher favor because you know the caliber of their character.
Right, and it's about relationships too, right? At this point, Cora enjoys that she is something of a free agent, and she doesn't want to start closing those doors, but that is going to inevitably start to happen. So that's part of her consideration.
Good, thank you. Last but not least, Bolton. You've had a very full night. You, going back a couple of sessions because it's the same night, but you have met with Edward. You've met with Belle. Briefly with Innsbruck. And now, formally, the Prince one-on-one. How are we doing?
The Prince was terrifying, but she feels she did okay. And it was a nice kick into feeling like herself again. Then getting to go meet Elli and all of Elli's poking and prodding. This is what she's really good at.
This feels more like a return to form for her.
Seeing how much she can get out of Elli while Elli thinks they are getting something out of her. Cora is intriguing. And right now seems worth investing a little bit in. Chris is a challenge. And it'll be interesting to see how far she lets that challenge go before learning that maybe it's not worth it. We'll see what happens later this evening. And Artemis, I don't think she's had a real conversation with.
Nope.
Other than being told we're both the boring ones.
Well, that wasn't a conversation we had.
Chris has just told us separately.
by translation of Chris, you've had a conversation.
Yeah, you've been compartmentalized that way. But we'll pick up with that next time, and hopefully you two can have a proper one-on-one. Or maybe Chris will be in the way and can be the buffer. Who knows?
It's that awkward friend that I'm not friends with, that my friend is friends with. So there's all the same stuff.
But we'll figure that out next time. Please check our socials, our Discord, and come on by and see what other games we're playing, what things we're talking about. We also play a random amount of video games if you want to come join and see what those are about. We do a lot of Conan. And some of us do a lot of Fortnite, so if you want to pop in and see what kind of mayhem we get into, please join
Destiny.
us. And Destiny.
We're nerds. I mean,
yeah.
Dragon Age Veilguard comes out tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll be seeing any of you for a couple of days.
Well, goodbye. It's been nice knowing you.
Nice. Yeah.
If you are looking for other video games, I do have a gaming channel
do you
on
want
YouTube.
to plug yourself in the Twitch chat? Have you got your link handy?
It's Smoggles Games. So just search that on YouTube. I don't have enough subscribers for the full link yet. But I'm currently playing through Star Wars Outlaws, which I'm very much enjoying. So.
And once again, sorry.
Go ahead.
All right. And once again, I'm going to call on Iskra for just the last minute.
Indeed. Vote. Vote like the world depended on it. www.vote.gov.
Hey. I like how you're going full John Hamm with whatever you're drinking right now and telling people to vote. That makes my night. All right.
You know it.
Take care, folks. Thanks for joining us.